One of the tools that I want to share with you from my heart is something that I have been gifted with. It's something that I'm very powerful, this very powerful tool. And I didn't realize that other people weren't like this until I started to really observe. And especially when it comes to chaotic times, I was like, oh, this is a superpower of mine. So I am going to share with you my superpower that you also have and you have access to. You just have to allow yourself to tap into it. Are you ready? Okay. One of the most challenging things that we can do on planet Earth as intuitive beings, as the divine feminine, as powerful, powerful creatives, is to accept what is. Acceptance. Acceptance is a huge, huge, huge tool, but when you can accept what is, it releases you from being locked in to what is happening. Stick with me. I'm telling you, acceptance is huge. So acceptance means, this doesn't mean that you are saying, oh, it's okay, yeah, what they're doing is fine. Acceptance means it is what it is. Now what do I want? So one of my favorite things that I share with my community is the Divine Divas. It is what it is, now what? It is what it is, now what? Because when you can accept what is, then that doesn't hold you down there. When you can accept that these are facts of facts, this is what happened, then it opens you up to the miracles and the magic that you are. It opens you up to the billions and billions of other possibilities and what I call the quantum soup of where if you focus your attention in your direction to, that you have access to, jumping into timelines other than the is what it is, now what timeline. And so acceptance is something that I have been so good at, because I will say, okay, well, okay, yeah, you don't like me? Okay. That doesn't mean I can't love you. And that doesn't mean that I can't move forward. It's not going to stop me. Acceptance of what is doesn't lock you into what is. It actually frees you from what is and opens you up to thousands of more possibilities that you would rather experience. So let's talk about what's happening now. So when you are seeing different orders go out or different situations that are really tough and you're like, what is going on here, right? Like, what? You know, you see people being carted away, or you see just really tough scenarios happening, okay? When you see those, I want you to say, okay, this is what is happening right now. This is what it has unfolded in this 3D reality. This is the third density unfolding, actualization, materialization of frequencies that were previously focused on, right? So this is what's occurring. And then you get to say, okay, it is what it is. Now, what do I want? What would I rather experience? What would I rather see in this world? And so then what you get to do is you get to say, I would rather, a world where people are free to be who they are, where a world where people live the kind of life that, where they're free to express themselves and to walk the earth and fly all around the world and interact with each other with love. Like maybe that's where your attention gets to go to, right? So it's not denying what's happening. It's saying, okay, that is what it is. That is what has happened. Now, where do I want to place my focus and attention on? And the reason why you'll hear me always say, where do I want to place my focus and attention on, is because your focus and what you're paying attention to, think about those words, paying, $ attention to, right? What you're paying attention to is what creates. That's why, like Kendrick Lamar, turn the TV off, right? So, because if you pay attention to propaganda and different things, then you are paying into and creating a world that is in alignment with that. I know a lot of people are saying, observe, don't absorb, right? But even observing locks you in to a certain scenario, especially if you're observing with emotion, if you're observing and putting emotional, like emotion is what amplifies and fuels creation. And so if you're watching something and it is stringing up strong emotion in you, and you're watching something that you do not wish to create more of, then heal right? Do the Align Soul Alchemy method or some of the other tools, right? Do the shadow work, do that. And then turn your attention away to something that you can create strong emotion of towards what you would rather happen, what you would rather unfold. You guys know the quantum experiment where there was the box, right? And it was the wave, right? So it either turned into a wave particle, or it was, you know, like your attention to it is what changed what was in the box, right? And so there's a possibility, or there's a situation where the cat or whatever, the thing that's in the box is alive and hasn't pressed on or opened up the gas or whatever that caused it to transition. There's a possibility that if you look in the box, then the cat did do the thing and your attention to it, and you're expecting the cat to play with the box and open up the gas and then, you know, make it unalived. There's that possibility as well. But those possibilities all exist at the same time. Your attention to whatever possibility that you believe that is going to happen is what creates that possibility, creates that reality. And so acceptance is what allows you to unchain yourself from what's happening. Just accepting it, that it is what it is. It has no power over me. Now what do I choose to create? And so if you keep saying, okay, it is what it is, now what do I want? It is what it is, now what? This allows you to free yourself from it. You're not locking yourself to it by creating emotion to it. You're saying in a neutral way, neutrality in your body. Neutrality is the building block. It is what it is. It's just facts. This is what happened. This isn't me being emotionally tied to any of it. It is what it is. Now what do I want? And where do I want to pay my attention to so I get to create that? Where am I going to place my focus and my energy so that I can create something more towards the direction of what I want? Maybe for you, instead of focusing on that, maybe you is just a small increment of, you know what? Well, we have these rules, we have judges, and we have, you know, these different forms of government that is to make sure that no one form of government has ultimate power. So what if that works out? What if judges come and they deny it? What if they, there's injunctions? Okay, do you see how that's lighter? It's not denying what happened, but it's placing you in your power. So use this tool to come back to acceptance of, it is what it is. Now what do I want? That is what it is. Now what do I want? Because if you just accept it, it unlocks you from that reality and opens you up to the possibility of things beyond your imagination unfolding. It is what it is. Now what? Now remember, we rise together, and I'll see you in the next video.